Hey everybody, welcome to the Mild Rumpus, coming at you live from the House of Flimsy, my dilapidated one-bedroom apartment that is filled with books and noise. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of this, whatever this is. It's January 25th, and I thought it would be fun to just sort of reflect on my first year in BookTube. We certainly started out stronger than we finished. But having said that, I got to tell you, even though the videos have kind of started to dwindle, I was able to hit my goal of reading 100 books this year. I read 101. And a lot of the goals that I set at the beginning of the year, I was able to achieve. I've read more nonfiction than the previous year. I would have liked to have read more, to be fair, but I did read more nonfiction. I read genres that were kind of outside my norm. I read a lot of historical fiction and found that I enjoyed that. I read some Westerns. In fact, my only 5-star book of the year was Lonesome Dove. What else? I took advantage of the public library. And yeah, so I mean, all in all, it was a really great year. And the books that I read, I feel like they've been with me for a long time. Like they're books that are going to resonate and stick with me for years, and they already feel like friends that I've had for many, many years. I don't know if you've ever had a book that just you connected with and you're like, oh, I'm going to carry you for the rest of my life. But there were several of those this year. So I think the quality of books that I read increased as well. Just learning about new titles and suggestions from other booktubers. I think that has been the biggest benefit. And then I also loved the opportunities to collaborate with other people. There's some more coming up. The bummer is the fact that I've had to scale way back on videos and also on reading, if I'm being honest. However, 2025 is starting off with some big dick energy. I'm reading Moby Dick. And I have just over 100 pages left. So I'll be finishing it in the next day or so. And it will be such a check mark off of that list, let me tell you. This was a book I felt like I needed to read. I was shocked that I hadn't read it by this time in my life. It's always coming up in conversations. It's always being referenced. And I just felt out of the loop. So now I can say that I've read it, or will in a couple of days. If you have ADHD, you're going to love this book because it's all over the place. You're going to learn every single part of the whale. You're going to know every kind of species of whale. You're going to know those oceans back and forth. Melville is going to make certain you are well informed of every nautical term, every body part on a whale. It's something else. And it's an odd little book. You would be surprised. It's a classic, but it's strange. And there's this thing that they do at the beginning of the year. There's some like whaling institute or something where people read this book out loud on a marathon. And I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know how many days it lasts, but you know, this has been my January. And I wanted it to be that way. I wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to really be able to absorb it and understand it. And so, yeah, that's January, in case you were wondering. The next book I'm going to read is Between Two Fires. I ordered it, and it should be coming in soon. We never got that deodorant endorsement, unfortunately. I am an ambassador for Pango Books, so check out in the description for a little code, and you can, I think, get a discount or something. And Pango is great. I gotta say, I use it way too much. You can find some good prices on used books, and a lot of times they're basically, they look like they're in unread condition. And unlike eBay, people take pictures of the actual book. You don't get those stock images. So I stand behind Pango Books. I'm a proud ambassador. Yeah, I don't know what else to say except thank you for hanging around and sticking with me. I'm going to do my best to up the ante when it comes to this channel. It's just, you know, it's really come down to time. I don't think I've really gone into, well, maybe we should. Let's do a quick story time. So I started this channel on January 25th of 2024. And prior to that, there was a death in my family. And there were some ongoing health issues with some other members of the family. And there were just a lot of things up in the air. And I anticipated having to go back and forth between Texas and New York quite a bit. And so I just really couldn't commit to like another year in the position I was at. So I decided to resign, which was really difficult because I loved that job and the people I worked with. And so when I did that, I had all the time in the world to read. And that's what I primarily did. I would read. I'd shoot the videos you saw. And when I wasn't doing that, I was, looking for just the right opportunity to come along. And thank the Lord it did. But I didn't know that was coming. And so it was a very real possibility that it could be my last year in New York. And so I wanted to use the channel not only to share my love of books, but also to kind of document what my life was like here, because I knew that it was a very real possibility that I could lose it. And so I wanted to just have a time capsule where, you were in my crappy little apartment with my dog, and we would visit all of the places I loved to visit and go to all the bookstores and share the artists that I love in the city. And, I wanted to have that live somewhere. And, the truth of the matter is, if I did wind up leaving, I don't think I could have gone back and watched those videos. It would have been too sad, because I really do love the life I've built here. This is my 10th year in New York, and I am running out of room. So I think one of my big goals for 2025, and that's really, by the way, very funny, because when I moved here, I moved with a suitcase. I had one suitcase. I didn't even have a bed, a real true mattress for 6 months. I was so paranoid. And my brain, I told myself, the minute you buy a bed, something's going to go wrong. You're going to lose your job, and then you're going to be stuck, with this big mattress, and you don't know what to do. I was a kook. I was a paranoid kook. And it's just so funny to think that I came here with nothing, and now, I have way too much junk. So I'm trying this year to scale back on the number of books that I buy and really focus on reading the books that I have. And again, taking advantage of our library, which is wonderful. So I think those are the two big goals for the year. I can already tell you I'm going to fill up not buying books, because that's what I do. I don't run marathons. I don't climb mountains. I read big books. That's what I do. So anyway, that's our little recap. I'll be doing a video soon about my favorite books of 2024. I guess I'll end by saying that if there is a book that you've been wanting to read that's been on a banned book list lately, you might want to go ahead and pick that book up while you can, because things are, we'll just leave it at that. So anyway, thank you. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for hanging in here and joining the Rumpus. I promised it would be mild, and I've lived up to it. And if you're new, feed that algorithm. It really needs a boost. It's been a while. We need to dust the dust off this channel and revive it. And we will. So again, thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope you are reading some fantastic books. Let me know what you're reading. As always, until next time, be safe. Bye.